Most people ruin their chances because they miss the absolute most obvious signs of attraction staring them right in the face. We spend our lives listening to words, filtering text messages, and trying to analyze social media posts, but words are incredibly easy to fake. The real truth is constantly leaking out through involuntary physical biology. When someone is attracted to you, their autonomic nervous system takes over, triggering subtle, uncontrollable physiological shifts that they have no idea they are exhibiting. By the end of this video, you will have a complete, science-backed framework to decode these subconscious nonverbal cues with terrifying accuracy, so you never have to play the guessing game again. I'm going to show you the ultimate biological indicator, one that is physically impossible to fake in just a few minutes. But first, we have to look at the most honest part of the human body. And no, it's not the eyes, it's the feet. Why are the feet so honest? According to former FBI profiling expert Joe Navarro, the feet and legs are the most reliable indicators of human comfort and intention because they are furthest from the brain and receive the least conscious feedback. Think about your baseline behavior. When you walk into a social setting, you carefully manage your facial expressions and your hand gestures to fit in. You smile politely even when you are bored, and you nod along to conversations you don't care about. But you completely forget to govern your lower extremities. If you are standing in a group and you want to know who is subconsciously drawn to whom, look at their feet. Subconsciously, humans point their feet toward what they want and away from what they want to avoid. If someone's torso is turned to talk to a group, but their feet are pointing directly at you, their subconscious mind is anchored to your presence. If you are sitting on a date and their face is smiling, but you notice one of their feet has turned 90 degrees away to point directly at the nearest exit, their brain is subconsciously preparing them to flee. Their body is telling you that they want to leave, even if their social filter is forcing them to stay and talk. This foot direction metric is one of the most reliable cues of comfort and interest because it bypasses the conscious filter entirely. And the science behind this gets even more specific. Professor Jeffrey Beattie, the Dean of Psychological Sciences at the University of Manchester, conducted a major clinical study on the body language of the feet. They discovered that when a woman is attracted to a man, her leg subconsciously moves away from her body when she laughs, adopting an open, relaxed leg posture. But if she is closed off, nervous, or unattracted, her legs will be crossed tightly or tucked away completely under her chair to minimize her physical presence. The study also revealed that men do not signal sexual attraction with their feet. Instead, nervous men exhibit high levels of foot movement, while nervous women do the exact opposite. They keep their feet completely still. Now, you might think that matching someone's conscious social signals, like nodding at every sentence, forcing intense eye contact, or reciprocating every single laugh, is what builds attraction. But a landmark study published in the journal Nature Human Behavior completely shattered this assumption. Lead researcher Eliska Prochaskova and her team set up a mobile first date cabin, inviting single participants to go on blind dates while wearing advanced eye-tracking glasses and physiological electrodes. The researchers meticulously tracked eye contact, smiles, nods, and laughs alongside heart rate and skin conductance. The results were mind-blowing. Conscious, controllable physical responses, like smiling, laughing, or nodding along, did not predict romantic attraction at all. We reciprocate these gestures out of social politeness, not attraction. What actually predicted attraction was something completely invisible: autonomic physiological synchrony. When two people felt a genuine emotional spark or mutual attraction, their heart rates and skin conductance naturally synchronized, increasing and decreasing in perfect harmony.
This biological mirroring is a genuine emotional exchange that is impossible to consciously regulate or fake. It is your nervous system adjusting in real time to the other person's physiology.
So, how does this internal autonomic spark show up on the outside? It starts with the pupils. Our eyes are directly connected to our autonomic nervous system.
Decades of pupillometric research show that when we view something or someone we are intensely interested in, our pupils naturally dilate. This is an uncontrollable sympathetic nervous system response designed to let in more light so the brain can study the subject in detail. In fact, studies show that others with dilated pupils are viewed as significantly more physically attractive because our brains subconsciously register their dilation as a sign of mutual interest. In ancient times, women would even dilate their pupils with belladonna to make themselves appear more seductive. If you're in a well-lit room and notice their pupils expanding when they look at you, their sympathetic nervous system is actively firing.
But it's not just pupil size, it's the duration of the gaze. Social norms dictate that we can make eye contact with a stranger, but we shouldn't hold it for more than about 3 seconds, or it is perceived as a threat or a challenge. However, when attraction is present, couples engage in what is called a mutual gaze, gazing into each other's eyes much more than couples who merely like each other.
If someone holds your gaze just a fraction of a second longer than is socially typical, say 4 or 5 seconds, before looking away, and then immediately darts their eyes back to you, it is a classic subconscious cue of seduction. It is the brain's way of double-checking the source of its dopamine spike.
Let's talk about the smile. Smiles are highly complex. We smile to be polite, we smile when we are nervous, and we smile out of social obligation. If you rely on just any smile, you'll get it wrong. To spot real attraction, you must look for the Duchenne Smile. Named after neurologist Guillaume Duchenne, this is a genuine smile driven by true happiness and positive affect.
While a fake or social smile only involves the muscles around the mouth, a Duchenne smile involuntarily contracts the orbicularis oculi muscles. This causes the eyes to narrow and creates distinct crow's feet crinkles at the outer corners. If someone is subconsciously attracted to you, their smile won't look like a tight, polite social mask. Their entire face will light up, and the smile will linger a fraction of a second longer, triggering a mirrored Duchenne smile in you. This brings us to the invisible boundary surrounding every human, proxemics. We all carry a personal space bubble around us. When a stranger enters this bubble, our nervous system experiences immediate physiological arousal, which we typically interpret as irritation, threat, or fear, causing us to instinctively back away. However, when we are subconsciously attracted to someone, our brain interprets this same arousal as excitement and pleasure. If someone consistently finds excuses to step into your 18-inch intimate zone, leaning in closer when you speak, standing just a bit closer in a hallway, or choosing to sit directly next to you when other seats are wide open, their brain is trying to close the physical gap to match their psychological attraction.
Watch what they do with physical objects when you are sitting together. This is a highly reliable cue of openness. A closed body posture, like crossing your arms tightly across your chest, or holding a bag or drink high up like a shield, is a defensive posture designed to protect your vital organs. But when attraction is present, the subconscious mind actively seeks to remove these barriers. They'll move their coffee cup, their phone, or the salt shaker to the side of the table, creating a completely clear, unblocked lane of sight between the two of you. They'll adopt an open posture, uncrossing their arms, exposing their palms, and angling their torso directly toward you. This leads to mirroring, or the chameleon effect.
When we feel deep rapport, comfort, or attraction, our mirror neurons fire, causing us to subconsciously mimic the other person's gestures, posture, and even speaking pace. If they copy your movements, leaning back when you lean back, crossing their legs when you cross yours, or sipping their drink when you sip yours, they are subconsciously trying to build a bridge of alignment.
And finally, let's pay off the ultimate indicator, touch. Touch is a highly potent cue of attraction, triggering the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. But subconscious touch is incredibly subtle. A fleeting brush of hands, a light touch on the arm when laughing, or knees touching while seated.
The ultimate test is how they respond to your touch. If they lean into it instead of instinctively pulling back, the biological attraction is mutual. Now, here is the most crucial part of decoding these signals. You cannot rely on just one single cue to make your judgment. A single cue might just be a coincidence. You must look for clusters.
If you see dilated pupils, torso alignment, preening, and barrier removal all happening within the exact same interaction, the probability of strong attraction skyrockets. Remember, these cues are entirely involuntary. People can easily control their words, they can filter their texts, and they can mask their conscious intentions. But their body language, driven by their autonomic nervous system, will always betray their true feelings.
If you want to master more psychological frameworks, learn how to read people like a book, and decode human behavior, hit the subscribe button right now. I release new videos breaking down the science of communication every single week. Apply these techniques in your next social interaction, look for the clusters, and you'll start seeing the world in an entirely new way.